Hey guys, welcome back to Hands On channel. We're out working on the off-grid homestead, and I thought I'd show you this little thing we've had to come up with, this little hack, I guess if you want to call it that, to figure out how we're going to attach our corners here, because the problem that we're running into here on this particular corner, and probably the other one that's just like it is going to be the same way, is that there's a plastic strip here, but there's no more. That's it. It's just foam out to here. There's, because the way this corner comes together, there was no room, I guess, for them to put another plastic strip out there. So that being said, I have to bridge that gap so that when I attach my trim board, and this is just a small, I made a little small jig here, I guess, if you will, so that I can size this up and get everything, the way I want it. But when I attach my trim board here, it goes on first, and then the siding butts up to that. So I've got it attached here, and I'll be able to run a couple of screws in to the outsides of these here and get up, and I put 4 of these straps on all the way up the building. And I'm hoping that that's going to be plenty strong enough for me, at least until I'm able to get the siding completed. One of the things that we found out along the way here is that for us, on all of our other corners, we had plastic strips or studs to screw into right there underneath where the actual board was. So I was able to just run some screws into the plastic stud, and voila, everything was good to go. But on this particular corner, and I've got 2 of them like this, since the house is not a square here, it's a hexagon shape. Because of that, these corners aren't 90 degrees. So they were a little tricky to put together. So what we did was we put the boards together first. I put a little glue in between them, and I had to cut like I think it was a 30-degree angle, a bevel on the edge, so I had to rip that. And unfortunately, I didn't bring my table saw, so I had to do that with, I set a jig up. I found the straightest board I could and basically just made a jig, guide, if you want to call it that, so that I could run my saw up against that and cut a straight line. And it worked out great. But anyways, I wanted to show you this. The way we bridged this gap was I bought these, they were actually nail plates, but they were fairly thick, 20 gauge metal. So we put a couple of screws in where we have a strap here, and then it continues on underneath this a good ways, and then I've got a couple of screws here holding it together. So, and then once we get the siding on, all of that will cinch down even more. So I just thought I'd show you that. We struggled with that. It took us a whole day to figure out how to do that, to put that together and to work that out. But let me show you this. Another thing that was kind of a trick about this is that where it terminates up there, hopefully you can see that. It's a cloudy, windy day here, but where it terminates up there in the corner, we had to get a little creative there, and we've got to still put another piece of Hardie board right there, a little triangle in that one little corner there to finish it out. But yeah, man, a lot of work. And here's the problem with what the previous owners attempted to do. They put the siding on first. You're supposed to install, at least the way I've always done it, you install the trim first so that you know exactly where to terminate your siding so you don't waste any siding. Because I was explaining this to my wife yesterday, the unfortunate thing is on all of this whole section right here, this will be the next thing we work on. I don't know if we'll get to it this trip, but look at that. Look at that gap. And even if I'd used a wider board, it's out of alignment enough down here at the bottom that it just wouldn't have worked out. It's just not the way to do it, not an ideal way to do it. The better way to do it is have your trim board up there. That way you know where the thing's going to terminate, and you can get your gaps nice and tight. So I'm worried all of these boards here, we might not be able to use them. Hopefully we'll be able to, when we get up to this higher part, hopefully we'll be able to use some up here in these smaller sections. But yeah, we got a long ways to go still yet. Anyways, guys, appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time.